Alright guys, so this here is my new Pajero 2007, I think it's NS, the NS model. It has the 3.2 diesel engine, DID, and it's manual of course, because as many of you all know that I only love to drive manual. So got it off the auctions for real cheap up in Queensland, up in Brisbane. Not going to tell you exactly how much, but real cheap. It was a repairable write-off, and to be honest, there was not much. In fact, mechanically there was nothing wrong with it. There's obviously a few small minor issues that have to be fixed, but the only thing wrong with it was this front area was gone in the auction. And obviously the auction was done online because of COVID and everything like that, so we couldn't really view the car before we purchased it. All we could see was the pictures online. That's all we could see. Even the mileage, we couldn't see the mileage. It didn't have mileage. This whole front part was gone on it. So when we picked up the car, when it was towed, we found that everything was in the car. So the bumper, the front bumper, the front grille, the front, basically everything, the lights and everything were actually in the car. And so that was a bonus for us. So we just replaced everything, put everything back on. We had to do some slight body work in the front as well, just very slight, and then we added on a whole range of things. We added on the snorkel and the tray on the top, the basket and the awning and the UHF and everything like this. Even the lights, even these lights were there. Okay, so we just had to put them back on, the bodies. But yeah, I'm going to try and do some DIY stuff to it. I have never actually worked on cars or anything like that, so I don't have that much experience, or I don't have any experience, but I do have the backing of my younger brother, Shakir, who is a mechanic, and a good one too. And he has a Sydney Mobile Auto Mechanics. I'll put that up for everyone. Very trusty, very reliable. And obviously his mate, our mate actually, Matt, aka Hamza. So I've got these two very competent mechanics that I know have my back. So I'm going to do all of this, and if I stuff anything up, then hopefully that they can fix it all up for me. But for today, I've had this problem, and it's quite a common problem. It's just popped up now. It's where this middle light over here flashes. So you see that orange light in the middle, so that's flashing, and that's quite common, as I've read. So in normal 2H, that's how it should look. That's how it should look while you're driving. But what's happening now, about after started off over there, I didn't know what it was, checked the manual, and it said that pull over, restart the car. Done that, pulled over, restarted the car, and these two lights went back on. However, after I think the next day again, the middle one, that orange one, was flashing again. The center diff light was flashing again, and it's happening now regularly. Every time I'd say I go over around 80 kilometers, and after about 20 k's, roughly, that's when it starts to flash. So I've fed up heaps on it, and it has to do obviously with the mechanism. I don't think it really has anything to do with the performance of the car. So the car still runs normal, but only thing, yeah, when that light is flashing, then obviously you cannot switch from 2H to 4H and the 4H LC and above. So I've read that it's a minor issue, it can be a minor issue, and I'm going to do a few things that hopefully might help it. I'm going to see where the problem is, and as I said, I'm just going to try, and let's see how far I get. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go first steps is that I'm going to go underneath and going to check out what's known as the actuator. I'm going to see if that's in working order. I'm going to see if there's anything ruptured or any of the pipes gone out or anything like that. So that's my first step. However, because there's bash plates underneath this, so I'm going to have to remove them first, and then I can go ahead and have a look what's happening underneath there. Alright, so I've removed the bash plate, the one bash plate which was underneath, and that there is the actuator. So apparently in order to test it, you need to check that bit over there. When you change from 2H to 4H, that there should be movement in that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to test that. Everything else looks good though. Like what people have said, look for grime, look for dust, look for dirt. I can't see anything. It said look for loose pipes. I cannot see there's much wrong with it. Alright. So let's see if it's 4H. Alright guys, so what's happened is that I have called in the big guns early on. I've hardly done anything, so this is it. Mobile Auto Repair Sydney. It's my own brother and his mate. That's it over there. All inquiries and bookings 0411119171, and they've come out to me. And so the first thing they've done is that they plugged it into the ECU, and we're going to have a look at the codes that come up, and it is showing quite a few. Yeah, already
a couple of codes coming up.
All right, so we're going to have a look at that in a minute. That's my brother, by the way, Shakir. All right, and that is Matt, aka Hamza, and they are the mechanics behind what's it called again?
Mobile Auto Repair.
So that's plugging over there, that's where it goes in.
Servicing all areas.
And that comes out over here, and we're going to have a look at what error code it comes up with. So
Yeah,
what's the code?
So let's look at the four-wheel drive section.
Yeah, that works with the internet, right?
Yeah. Forward engage.
Code 35. Yeah. So there you can see, guys, it comes up with code 35.
Yeah, put it here, man.
Okay, so the first thing that we are going to do is we're going to have a look if there's any issues with the drive itself. So we're jacking it up, and we're going to have a look if it works in two-wheel drive and in four-wheel drive. So we've diagnosed everything. We went up, we've reached the solenoids, and what we've found is something that's quite obvious. Why there isn't any vacuum in, because one of the vacuum hoses is cut right through. And why do you say that the vacuum is cut right through? Because it's too long and it's sitting on the fan.
Just sitting there, it's meant to be supported.
I'm thinking possibly it was supported, but through all that four-wheel driving which we done, it's dislodged it. Yeah.
Ooh, simple fix. side cutters? And I could feel the actual vacuum coming out from here though.
From where? From the top
From the
bit?
broken part. Yeah.
From the broken... Ah,
Yeah.
okay. But it wasn't obviously feeding through.
Yeah.
And that's it?
Okay, so this here in reality would be fed.
Alright, so now when you look at it, switch that. Alright, now you can see it's working now. Two wheel, between the two wheel and the four wheel. So that's what the problem was.